Helping us to figure out all of these trends is Tamar Samuels and Vanessa Rissetto. Now, I want you guys to think of them as the dynamic duo of diet. They co-founded Culina Health, where they actually coach clients, and they're going to coach us today on what to eat, how to eat it. And they join us now from Jersey City, New Jersey. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. Welcome to the Tam Fam. All right, as I said, eating healthy is your business, but it's also personal for both of you. Tamar, you had to change the way you were eating because you suffered from IBS. I just saw a story where a young celebrity was asking for help on how to cure or what she's supposed to do. Vanessa, you focused on nutrition and health after gaining weight in college. A lot of people relate to that, of course. What do you think, Tamar, I'll start with you. What is the biggest thing people are looking for right now? Is it immunity, boosting our immune system? Is it, I guess, digestion issues? What are you hearing from clients?
Yeah, Tamron, people just want to feel better. I think since we're inside most of the day, we're not moving as much. Our life is so different. And I think people really recognize the impact that food has on the way that we feel, our energy levels, our mental clarity. So a lot of my clients come to see me to sort of optimize that.
All right, so we want to optimize it all right now. And Vanessa, as I mentioned in the show, this oat craze, I was in Dunkin' Donuts. I'm making stuff with oat flour. One of my executive producer here, she went and got some oat ice cream recently. There's oat coffee creamers. What's behind the oat craze?
Sure. I mean, oats are obviously they're good for us. They have fiber, they're nutrient dense, they're a whole grain. We know that they help with, lowering our cholesterol. And everyone's always telling us that like oats are this really great superfood. So everyone wants to figure out how they can incorporate it into their daily life so much. So I think that's the reason why you're seeing it everywhere.
Well,
And, I mean, it does taste delicious.
It does taste delicious, but I'm old enough to remember when Lactaid was the only thing to help people with lactose issues. And now you have so many options. Oat milk, has that gained in popularity because people are looking for, and I have some right here, because people are looking for an alternative to cow's milk?
Yeah, there are a lot of studies about cow's milk and how we maybe don't necessarily benefit from it as much as we once previously thought. We can get calcium elsewhere. So, oat milk is this really nice alternative. It definitely tastes delicious. Maybe if you're trying to lose weight, you could use a little bit of oat milk and you don't have to also use sugar to give your coffee that extra oomph that you might need. So, this is why everyone's sort of like
Is
really
it
into it.
higher in calorie?
It can be because of the way that it's made. A lot of times they add sugar to it. They add vanilla extract. I know it's delicious.
I have oat milk in my refrigerator. Fun fact, I've never tasted it until I get on national TV, and I was praying that it wasn't nasty. It actually does taste good.
It is good. It's very creamy and it's delicious. It's a really nice alternative. So, I mean, it gets a plus all around. And also, if you are lactose intolerant, it's another way to get in, that milk kind of drink that you're
Right.
looking for without wreaking havoc on your stomach.
Okay, Tamar, again, old enough to remember when everybody was running out to buy almond milk. When I was pregnant, I drank a peanut butter almond milk smoothie. Almond milk, $500 million in sales. Top non-dairy option. Is almond milk now out of style?
I would say absolutely not. Almond milk is still delicious. It's still, I think, up there in terms of popularity. Almond milk has a little less calories than oat milk. So for people who are watching their waist or trying to lose weight, it's a nice alternative to the oat milk because it has less calories and less carbs overall. It's also gluten-free,
Okay.
which you have to be careful about with oats and oat milk in general because they tend to be contaminated with gluten more so than nuts, for example. So it's a
Oh.
nice gluten-free alternative as well.
It's a gluten-free That's interesting. Okay, I feel like I've had every milk on this table. Soy milk. I used to drink my Starbucks with soy milk, and I read an article that said, be wary of soy milk. Folks then recommended coconut milk. Tell me about these as alternatives as we have both of them in front of us. Coconut milk always seemed very creamy and something you cook with or make a drink with, not something you put in your cereal, but clearly I'm wrong.
Well, it just depends on what you like for flavor with regards to the creaminess. soy versus coconut. Coconut has a little bit more fat, which is why you get that texture feel.
Oh.
So that's why it seems creamier, and maybe you would more like cook with it than, make your oatmeal with it or have your cereal with it. Soy milk also, it is a good source of plant-based protein and also calcium, but as you mentioned, it is controversial. We have so many studies that contradict each other regarding whether or not it's safe, whether or not, if you are have an estrogen-based cancer or postmenopausal, you might want to be wary. Also, maybe you don't want to give children soy milk because of however it will affect like their puberty. But that, again, the studies are so controversial, we don't really know what the verdict is just yet.
I had never heard of, Tamar, flax milk or brown rice milk. First of all, how are they even made? How do you make? Oh, look at Vanessa's frowning up. So clearly I hit a nerve. I never heard of them, and it doesn't seem like either of you are fans of flax milk or
Not
brown
really,
rice milk,
no.
but I have them in front of me.
So most milk alternatives are actually made by soaking the product. So whether it's oats or almonds or flax or brown rice, so soaking it in water and then straining the solids, and then the liquid becomes sort of like the end product, and that's the milk product that we consume.
And so in front of me, I have a lot, and I want to launch in on these little shots that you see, whether it's at the local corner store or some of the bigger grocers, that are supposed to be concentrated immunity boosters for us. Tamar, I'll start with you. Is it better to have it in a concentrated formula if it's, for example, I don't know, turmeric that's supposed to help you with inflammation, I think?
So when it comes to concentrating these foods, for instance, like in a juice versus having them raw, out on the fiber, right? So that's really important. But you are getting more of that inflammatory boosting compounds. So you are getting more bang for your buck in a smaller amount, but you also are missing out on important things like fiber. So you're not consuming the whole food. So you're not necessarily getting the digestion benefits of the product.
Vanessa, why are they so expensive? I saw one, it was a pack, I don't know, like 12 that were $45.
I'm Haitian, and in every Haitian kid will tell you that their mother always gave them ginger and turmeric and lime juice when they weren't feeling well. Because my mom is like, we would just go outside and like pick these things. And so now that it's en vogue, everybody's, trying to act like this is some new novel thing, but this is stuff that people have been using for years. Turmeric is actually the most researched spice that we have ever. So for hundreds and hundreds of years, we've been researching it and we know all the benefits. So I'm not sure why they're so expensive. It really should not be.
It's marketing. Tamar, I have bell pepper in front of me. I've got ginger root in front of me. Part of what we've been talking about is, including these in dressings and teas. Does that give us the nutrients that we need, again, in these things in particular?
Yes, absolutely. Bell pepper is actually one of the best sources of vitamin C that there are. So
More than oranges?
More than oranges.
More than oranges.
Really?
One bell pepper has 180 milligrams of vitamin C, and one small orange has around 50. So there's a huge, huge difference. And when we think about how much we need in terms of milligrams, we need between 65 and 90 milligrams a day. But if you want to get the immune boosting benefits, it's more like 500 to 1,000 milligrams.
Okay, real quick on the teas here, making the teas. You mentioned, Vanessa, being of Haitian descent and always getting these the tea formula. Does that change the potency of the turmeric, for example?
So it doesn't, because what you should be doing is you would take water and take the ginger root and boil the ginger with the water. So now you're infusing that water with the ginger. And then once everything is boiled and it's hot, you would add about 2 teaspoons of turmeric. So you haven't denatured the spice, right? You're adding it at the end of the process. So you'll be able to reap those benefits.
I like that, denatured the spice. Thank you. I adore both of you. I've been coached into a better, healthy life now.